Said you were too tired to walk the line. I said then hold up, precious. I can be a goldsmith and you would know. Good job. All right, stay right here.
What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a winter nighttime routine of a single mom. We started off the night by shoveling a bunch of snow. We do live in Maine, so that is what happens all winter long here. And I let Sydney play and get some energy out before dinner. So if you guys like videos like these, don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. If you are new here, my name is Hayley, and I do have a 3-year-old daughter named Sydney. So I'm going to take you through what I made for dinner this evening. I made quinoa bowls for us. I love doing different bowls for dinner. They're just so easy and convenient. You can throw a bunch of protein and vegetables in there. So I started out by making some quinoa, and I always cook my quinoa if I can in like a vegetable stock or chicken stock, so that is what I'm doing here. Adding all kinds of vegetables to different bowls is what I love. It's a bunch of different colors, textures, and it's exciting for both Sydney and I to eat. So you guys can do whatever vegetables you like. I chose to do some cherry tomatoes, and I'm just having them, and for Sydney, I do a little quarters of them. I like to season and flavor every chance that I can with these bowls because they can get plain if you don't season along the way. So I'm just adding some cracked sea salt, a little bit of garlic and olive oil to the tomatoes, and I mix them all up in a bowl and set them aside to kind of marinate and just blend all of the flavors together. And then I am also, oh, by the way, I'm using boil in a bag quinoa because mom life. 10 minutes cook time, and that is it. So this dinner is so simple and fast to prep, which is just an A in my book. Then I'm cutting up a bunch of zucchini. I like to quarter them and then pop them in a pan with olive oil and garlic, season them with salt and pepper along the way as well.
You come and go like a monsoon rain. You had a show like a lightning bolt. You have it all.
For a sauce for the bowl, I am making an avocado crema. So I am just having an avocado and putting 1/2 in my magic blender. You can use a regular blender if you want, or just puree it by hand, but I like it really smooth. So and 1/2 an avocado, about a 1/4 cup of sour cream or a little bit more. I just eyeball it. And then the juice of a 1/2 of a lime. And then I also season it with some salt, and that is me just seasoning the zucchini there. I season the crema with some salt, a little bit of garlic powder, and and a little bit of black pepper as well. And then I blend it all up until it is nice and smooth, about the consistency of a thick, like, dribble, if that makes sense. So I'm also using some canned lentils. You can use chickpeas or beans, whatever you prefer, and I do rinse and drain them. So my lineup for my bowl is the lentils. I have some Mediterranean feta, avocado, lime, baby kale, the cherry tomatoes, and zucchini. So I am just plating these bowls, first starting out with the quinoa and a little bit of the baby kale, and then adding my vegetables as I go.
I go red when you're sitting nearby. I'm like a young child. Oh, it's silly how time just flies when we play and you hide. You come and go like a monsoon rain. You had a show like a lightning bolt. You have it all.
And I just finally rearranged my table so that Sydney and I could both eat at the same table for dinner instead of like next to each other at her little table. So this has been such an awesome change and I love it. She's a little bit short for it, but not needing a pillow. So it's been just wonderful to have actual dinner sitting at the same table as her. There's usually TV going on in the background. I know it's not like the most ideal, but we still talk and communicate. But yeah, there is Frozen probably playing in the background. And then I try to clean up as soon as dinner is done. That way, I get a little bit done before bedtime. I'm on a very strict schedule with Sydney, so once 6:30 rolls around, it is bath time, so I stop all of my chores and then start nighttime routine. But trying to clean up and do some dishes as much as possible before it is bath time.
There's no one but you, no one. There's no one but you, no one. All around, there's no one but you. Here, hold my heart. Strangest sound gets around us two. In between us.
So like I just said, I like to stick to a strict routine and schedule with Sydney whenever possible. She does not nap during the day, so her bedtime is 7 p.m. sharp. I do like to get her in a bath about every other night, or obviously depending on, if she's extra dirty. So we do a bath about every other night, and I like to start it around between 6:15 and 6:30 at night.
I can do anything when I look at you. Oh, I believe everything to be true. Oh,
No nighttime routine is complete without one of these straps. I'll do one of these forever. They're so big.
Can you please tell it to never stop? Now my worried mind seems to fall behind, and I can find time to reflect on where we're headed. The sky's not the limit when I have you by my side. Oh, we can run mad, be free falling, and yet be glad. Oh.
So I still do lotion with jammies every single night. Sydney has very dry skin, and of course, we live in Maine, like I said, and there's zero humidity in the air right now. So I lotion her up with some lavender lotion. She does wear a pull-up at night still, and then she has a cup of milk. We do 2% milk, and then it is brush teeth time, book time, and all of that jazz. So I let Sydney pick out 2 books every night to read. She's added on to this nighttime routine a couple of lullabies and, extra tuck-ins and water and potty trips too.
Hush, little baby, don't say a word. Mama's gonna buy you a mockingbird. Okay. I love you. Give me a kiss. I love you.
Good night. Mommy loves you. As soon as I put Sydney to bed, I go downstairs and I try to clean up a little bit. I clean up the living room, pick up all the toys that are strewn across the floor and in the couch. And I do this immediately when I put Sydney to bed, because otherwise I will not do it if I sit down. If I sit down to, watch TV or edit my videos or something like that, I will not be getting back up to clean. So that is why I try to do that first. Now, a lot of times I'm not meticulous, but, I like to have a clean floor at least and get all of these toys out of my living room.
I can do anything when I look at you. Oh, I believe everything to be true. Oh, every little bit of my heart lights up. Oh, can you please tell it to never stop? Sunflower lilies, roses and tulips.
And almost every single night I edit videos and work on the computer, just doing my job. In case you guys are new, I am a full-time influencer, YouTuber, content creator, whatever you may call it. So that is what I do for a few hours. And I have recently been trying to set myself a time limit, because otherwise I'm like, oh, I could just get this one more thing done, get this one more thing done. And then before I know it, it is midnight and I'm finally going to bed, midnight, 1 o'clock. So I have this new routine where I stop editing and stop everything around 10 p.m. and I make sure that I get myself in bed by 10 p.m. Now, this is a very big struggle for me because I am not a morning person, but I'm trying to flop my routine and go to bed around 10 p.m. and then, or 10:30, and wake up earlier in the morning. So that is what I'm doing now. And then I always make myself a nice hot tea at night because I am frozen editing videos and just sitting down. So I make myself a hot tea. Ever since I bought things to make myself a medicine ball when I was sick the last week, I have been loving Peach Tranquility by Tavana. I also love Teamy Relax Loose Tea. That one puts me right to sleep. So either one of those. And then while that is just kind of steeping and cooling down, I do my skincare routine. I've been trying to stay on top of this, but you guys know it's a struggle. Sometimes I don't. So I just usually use a makeup remover wipe to take all of my makeup off for the day. And then I do cleanse with a very gentle and hydrating CeraVe facial cleanser because I have super, super dry skin. So that is the only facial cleanser that I can use without drying out my skin. And then I'm also using a derma roller. This is only like the second or third time I've ever used it, but I must say I do love it. I will talk more in depth about it once I've used it more. So basically you just use it to roll up and down and then side to side, and then use make an X around your face as well. I'm no expert, but that is what I've gathered from other people using it. And you use it after you cleanse your face so that all of your serums kind of seep into your skin a lot more and are absorbed a lot more. I've been loving it. I got it on Amazon and I will link it down below. And then I like to go in with a brightening peel pad. This one is from First Aid Beauty. I do love the Sanitas one. They're just way more expensive and I was out of those, but I like to go in with a brightening pad. I do get dark spots very often hormonally and from the sun and just not taking care of my skin. So I like to do that to even out my skin tone. And then I go in with some serums. These ones happen to be from Sanitas. I've used those in the past and absolutely love them. So I use a Peptiderm serum and then like multivitamin, what do you call it? Vita infusion, whatever. I'll try to find them and link them down below. And yeah, that is when you go in with your serums. And then I also go in usually with like a heavy moisturizer, Glam Glow, Thirsty Mud, or Jet Lag face mask for the evening. And then if I remember, I try to use my eyelash serum that I got from Amazon. This is almost out, you guys, so I think I'm going to get a new one or try one from Sephora because I have a gift card. Let me know if you have any eyelash serums that you love that are not crazy expensive like Rodent & Fields. But I do love going in with eyelash serum because it just helps my eyelashes grow so much, and I love the way they look. When I'm in bed, I usually scroll Instagram or YouTube, respond to comments, and watch my favorite YouTubers, or I read some of this book that I've been loving because toddlerhood is very challenging. I will link it down below. You guys, I've talked about it so many times. It's called No Bad Kids. So yeah, that's going to do it for my nighttime routine, and I like to shut the lights off around 11 or before for a productive day in the morning. So I'll talk to you guys in the next video.